is up, chat? Hi! How are you today? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank God it's Friday. Okay, so today we are going to go through some more of these cards. These Magic the Gathering cards. I do also have another box. Which I realize is like literally the one thing I haven't got here. I will be right back. I do have another box. It says box 19, which I don't know if that's probably just the size. In which case 19. Oh my, that's quite big. It is quite a big box, honestly. It is a big box. I feel like it's something that I might want to open for D&D stream though, so this will probably be a Monday box. We will open this on Monday. Possibly. We'll see if I can hold out till Monday. But it will be right there. And today we will see what's in these other... So I've got like these... So this one is another Magic the Gathering box. Because today is about Magic the Gathering. I don't know why sometimes it's backwards. I feel like that kind of throws me a little bit, so I will see if I can flip it. Yeah, that's better. Yes, then when I put something on this side, it's actually on this side. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Actually, oh, okay. Yes, I will do this. And this. Because yeah, I prefer the bubble for gaming stuff. Let's do that. Let's do that. Interesting. It's kind of cropping it a little weirdly. Transform. Oh, okay. It does it for all of them. That's kind of annoying. Yeah, alright. I can't do it for the same camera. Okay. Well, we'll turn the bubble off for now. And we'll be in this mode so that, and chat should be working. Chat should be working, and I should probably let people on my social medias know that I am actually streaming right now. So where did I put that link? I mean, if you're here, you probably already know I am at www.twitch.tv/VIXEYTEH. That is Vixie, no spaces, and all like, you know, lowercase. All of it. So, if you're here, I'm guessing you already know that, but we will put it on my social medias because I have some lovely fans on Facebook, particularly. that I just reached 7,000 followers. So, which I love every single one of you guys. I was as part of my film project, my final project, we won. We won the India festival. So I have like quite a few of you from India. So shout out and hi to all the fans in India, as well as America. And I was in a film that did do quite well and had a famous singer do the soundtrack for in Japan. So I also have a lot of fans from Japan. So shout out to my Japan fans. Yeah. Which is kind of funny because like here in Australia I'm kind of still completely unheard of. So welcome any of the new Aussie fans out there, and yeah, and if you're from another country, please post and let me know. I will give you a shout out too and say hi and welcome you. So let's see, live on Twitch. I also noticed if I do say live now, sometimes people do just click right away, and if it's like I'm not actually live, they get all like kind of mad. So that's why I'm like, I'm going live first this time, and then I'm actually going to post. And you know, I really appreciate people that are so eager that like they log on straight away when they see it. I like, thank you guys, I appreciate you. Just next share, and I have to make sure that I'm on my public accounts. Here we go. And I'll put Twitch. Wait, Twitter. They start with T. No, X. It's called X now. I keep forgetting that it's called X now. Okay, let's post on there. So I am on the Soch. Ooh. Oh, okay, so I am kind of watching Ludwig. He's cosplaying Pi. His cosplays are amazing. Oh my gosh, so much detail. I really love the key. I don't know, you can't really see it there, but check it out on Twitter, which is now known as X. Yeah. Like he's streaming now as well, so let me see. Instagram. I should post something on Instagram. Let's see. Should I post a picture? I think a picture, like, Instagram is something where you tend to post pictures. So let's post a picture. Okay, let's do a selfie together. Let's do a selfie together, chat. Actually, this way. Oh. Wait, what did I press? Oh. Gotta get my best side, chat. There we go. Oh, speaking of best side, aren't they cute? I got the bigger ears today, if you haven't noticed. I absolutely love them. I think this one's going a little awry. It's going a little sideways. So we'll just adjust. And that's what I love. I love, love, love clips. I love clips for ears because you can do this like sort of adjustings. They've got little pink bits on the inside there. And see, if you're like, if you're facing forward, it means like I'm totally paying attention. I'm paying attention to your chat. Aren't they cute? I love my ears. I actually washed them today. Well, yesterday actually. Well, I mean, it wasn't kind of today because it was like at 1 a.m. in the morning. So it was like kind of today. Kind of last night. But yes. So they are a little bit damp just like right in the insides there. But otherwise. And I did give them a little bit with the hairdryer, like, although I have like this hairdryer brush. I should totally show you guys. I've got this like hairdryer thingy. It's actually a hairdryer. Like you plug it in and it actually like, blows hot air. And at first, like, cause I was like, apparently you can use it to like curl your hair, but my hair won't curl. My hair is very straight. Very, very straight. But it turns out that it's really good for like straightening as well, because like you just use the flat side to straighten, where else you do this thingy and it curls, but like my hair just doesn't curl, so. But I've used it like pretty much every night since I've got it. It's amazing. And I'll use it for like, like my accessories as well, and like sometimes just like, if like, oh, there's a wet spot on my sweater because I spilled tea on myself, like, stuff like that. And it's just been like a really, really useful item, because it like blows the air like all around it as well, and it's warm, and it's got like all these settings, like you can like, because you can like set it to like cool blast and all that. So yeah, it's been a really, really good atom. Yeah. I was posting on Instagram and totally got sidetracked. Yeah, this one looks cute enough. Let's do that. Ooh. Do I want any filters? Oh, they've got so many new filters now, chat. So many. You know what? I'm unfiltered. Unfiltered. Add the caption. Ooh, it's asking to add audio. What song do you think would be really, really good? Like what says, I'm a cool streamer, and it's like totally fun. Perfect day. You could totally go Legally Blonde. Or, ooh, what else? What's your favorite song, chat? I have a lot of favorite songs. I totally love Bon Jovi, and I totally love Bryan Adams. Oh, let's have some Madonna. Let's go Vogue. Let's do that. Strike a pose. Yeah. Yeah, totally. Vogue, Vogue, Vogue. Let's totally be Vogue. Yeah. I hope audio is like all good now, chat. I did have like a bunch of audio issues, but I have a new camera and I'm using the new camera mic. So that should improve things. Yeah. I was like literally running around today, like, you know, trying to get everything set up. So I'm still a little bit scattered. So I'm actually thinking, chat, it might be better if I move stream up a few hours to later in the day, because that, like, you know, will be more time for me to set up things, as well as, like, you know, just get daily chores and things done. But also I noticed, because I did run the Wednesday one, and I did get a few more people in on live, and so that kind of looks like it's better for you guys as well, to join in. Oh, hi Steam Valve, welcome to the chat. I see you. Yes, I love Mimi numbers as well. I love numbers. I like all kinds of numbers, actually. Like, not just the, you know, I mean, 6-7's totally in fashion now. Of course, everybody's saying 6-7, right? But, like, I mean, back in the day, it used to be 69, you know. And also, like, I mean, you guys heard of numerology? That's really interesting as well. Like, I mean, I'm always like, I'm terrible with math, but like, numbers are like a different thing, you know? Numbers, like, for instance, like, you know, like birthdays, like numbers of your birthdays, they like totally mean stuff. And, you know, if you're like ever, oh, I wonder what my destiny is, like, you can look up your actual numbers. And I mean, like, and the numbers, like, have correlations with things, like planets. So, like, say number 4 is associated with the moon, with mysterious things. I know Asians, like, we tend to think that it's, like, associated with death because it kind of sounds like death, but, like, that's the whole thing. It's like the number actually has associations with a whole lot of things, right? And so, like, 4 is, like, more of, like, the dark, mysterious stuff, and, like, you know, the arcane or unseen. That's actually what arcane means. So, yeah. So, also, like, say, let's say the number 7 is actually associated with love, and Venus, the planet Venus, because the planet Venus is associated with love, and, like, God. So, and that's why, like, you know, God, like, 7, the 7th, like, the number 7 is associated with a lot of, like, religious things. And also, like, you know, on the 3rd day Jesus rose from the grave is, like, the 3. The 3 is also, like, considered, like, a really powerful, like, number, where it's, like, I mean, even in, like, you know, witchcraft, it's considered, like, you know, the power of 3, that 3 is, like, and, like, in like Catholic religion, and there's, like, the Holy Trinity, so, like, it's, again, 3. 3 is, so, like, 3 is associated with, like, luck, good luck, with, like, good spiritual things. So, like, I mean, that's what I mean. Like, I mean, right now, 6-7 is kind of like, it's kind of like a funny meme thing that is like, it's kind of meh, it's kind of average, right? And, like, see, we've associated a meaning to, like, that number, and, like, everyone sees it and recognizes it, and because we all collectively recognize it, you know, it's like we feel this, like, great human connection with everyone else that's like, you know, saying it. So, you know, yeah, I'm just like, I'm super fascinated by numbers, and I really find it interesting about like how they can be like connected to and associated with like different things. And as we know, 69 is a sexy number. And like, I mean, like also, uh, like also even when we're playing these games, like they're all like balanced because they are. What is this actually? I'm curious about this. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is a cup holder. I got a Magic the Gathering cup holder. That is cool. That is cool. I must have got this at one of the conventions in like the show bags or something. So hold on, I need to unclip it. Oh, okay. So you clip this to your desk. My desk does not work because it has this awkward lip thing. But you clip it to your desk and then you can put your drink there. And it's got a little drain hole, so like, you know, if you're... Actually, I'm not sure I like that drain hole, because that drain hole means that if I spill something, it'll just leak right through to the bottom. But yeah, Magic the Gathering. So, totally associated with, like, what's going on here on the channel, which is Magic the Gathering. But I am being slightly sidetracked, because I was, like, talking about numbers, and how I was, like, even when you're, like, you know, playing a game, and you go, like, oh, that's 5 mana, right? And then you calculate, like, you know, what, like, abilities and stuff are triggered for 5 mana, and whether or not that's balanced. Like, somebody in the, in the Magic the Gathering offices has been poring over some spreadsheet trying to work out, like, you know, how to balance the game really well, and they've been working with these numbers to, like, try to, you know, make the game as fair and fun as they possibly can, which, you know, we really, really appreciate. So, like, yeah, numbers fascinating. Numbers are fascinating things. I do want to use this. I do definitely want... Oh, actually... Well, the whole thing is, it's like, oh, do I keep it as a collector's item? Does it have a resale value? Or, like, you know, should I actually use it and enjoy it? I kind of do want to use it, because I do drink tea. I do drink a lot of tea, so, I do want to check if it's actually worth anything, though. Magic the Gathering cup holder, let's see. Does it even exist online? I might have the only one ever in existence. I highly doubt it. I'm pretty sure I got it in some show bag at one of the conventions, because I've been to quite a few conventions, and every year I go, oh, I'm not gonna, because, like, they are expensive. They get a little pricey. Although, you know, if I get more of you guys watching me live, maybe I can convince them I'm a creator, content creator, and they can give me a creator badge. I've heard those coveted badges are, like, you know, free. So we can always hope for the best, chat. We can always hope for the best. It does not actually look like one of these particular ones exist, but you know what? Instead of taking a selfie, we can take a photo of the item. And I'm teaching you some really important stuff here, chat. This'll be very helpful. You take a photo of the item, and then you go to Google Lens, and you feed that item into Google Lens, and Google Lens will search by picture. And this might actually be the only item to ever exist that is, like, because on the whole of the internet, it didn't find another one. I'm gonna put it back in the box. It could be like all mint new in box. Well, I mean, is it still mint new in box if I've... it's actually been in there so long that the little cardboard thing has made an indent on the foam here. So, but I'm gonna put it exactly in the same spot. And pop that back in there. But now we know what's in the box. Now we know what's in the box. And it'll be our little secret, chat. It'll be our little secret. So I want to keep this for now. I'm going to keep this for now. I'll pop it in this drawer, which I can now reach because we cleared out the other stuff that I unboxed. I do have a few more things to unbox. I got a new package today, actually. I got a new package last night. Which I honestly don't know whether that is actually something that is for stream or whether it was like some of my private collection. So we're gonna just focus on Magic the Gathering cards today. Oh, actually, you know what? I have a little peek. I'll have a little peek. Okay, okay, so this is mostly pet stuff, honestly. This is mostly like stuff for my cat. He's been eating a lot recently and it's been, he eats too fast. He eats too fast and that makes him sick and throw up. So what we've got is this little, it's a slow feeder. It's supposed to slow down their eating so that they won't get sick. So it is kind of in my stream room because I am like, you know, I have a cat that lives in my stream room. So it actually sticks pretty well straight away. So, but I will give this a good wash because we don't want any toxic oils or anything still lingering. It is supposed to kind of like put the food in between there so that he'll eat a little bit slower, and it is small enough to fit into like most bowls. It might be a little too small. I was concerned that it might be a little too big, but it is a little bit small. But we will see how it fits in his bowl and if it actually works to slow down his eating a little bit. But the thing that is kind of, this is actually for stream, is a timer. Let's see. We'll set it for 15 minutes. Is that too loud? Is that too loud, chat? That might be a bit too loud. I mean, I was thinking it would be good for challenges. I was also thinking that perhaps, like, you know, because Twitch does kind of, does automatically like divide your videos up to 15 minutes if you post on YouTube, if you like extract it to YouTube, which I plan to do. So I was hoping to be able to track, but that is a bit loud. You can hear that, can't you, chat? Can you hear that? Anyone in chat able to tell me whether that's too noisy at all? I guess I will have to get a mod or someone to like help me figure that out, or I just listen to it like when I extract the video. But okay, it makes a ring sound when it ticks down, and then it continues to tick for a little bit. I'm gonna put that down and hopefully that will stop ticking. Is that ticking gonna drive me mad? It is gonna drive me mad, isn't it? Oh, it stopped. It stopped. Well, now we know. Now we know. Now we know. Oh, there's another timer. I think I was like, oh, I can decide. Oh no, there's a kitchen timer. Okay, well, that's more bread making stuff. That is a smaller pastry brush than I thought it was going to be. Oh, it is cute though. It's a Hello Kitty one. Hello Kitty one. I don't know if you can see. That's Hello Kitty. But it is kind of a lopsided Hello Kitty, and it is actually just a sticker. But it's a much smaller pastry brush than I thought it would be. I expected a much larger one. I don't understand why they make these brushes where it's like, I mean, is it for cleaning purpose? I mean, they could have just made it like, I don't understand. I'm like, don't do that. Just make it like attached, like one solid piece, one solid molded piece. That's properly sealed. Because now I'm like, if I brush and then like when it gets oily, you know, well, it will slip off. But like literally every pastry brush is like this now. It's like not a properly like one piece molded thing. Which I find very annoying. But I will put that with the baking stuff. But I feel like this is not Magic the Gathering stuff, so I will deal with that on Wednesday when it's like the chatting stuff. And we will look at some Magic the Gathering. Let's look at some of the Magic the Gathering cards. Okay, since that's what this stream is actually supposed to be about. What's this? Oh, okay. Okay, so this is Forged in War. Forged in War. Apparently I paid $25 for this. It did have some of these, it did have like booster packs that I've obviously opened at some stage. It does have a bunch of cards in it. I already see a couple of rares, so there's some good stuff in here. There's some good stuff in here. So the boosters that were in here was Theros, Journey into Nyx, and Born of the Gods. And yeah, more Theros. No, more Theros stuff. There were several of Theros. What's next? Yeah. Okay. And it has a spin down. It has a spin down, which is this red, totally not a D20. Now, yes, there's a difference between D20s and spin downs. Spin downs will have the numbers that are like, on the top is like, say, 20, and then it'll be 19, 18, 17, and basically you spin down 16, and if you keep spinning this way, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, like, you actually, like, they're in order. They're in order, where else, like, a D20 has, like, the numbers opposite each other. So the 20's on top, the 1's on the bottom, the, like, all the sides that are opposite each other will add up to 20. Yeah. So 18 will be opposite to... I'm not sure how that works with the odd numbers. The odd numbers will be... Wait. Did I miscalculate that entirely? I should have a D20 lying around to, like, you know, explain better. It could just be I'm bad at math. That's entirely possible. Did I? Okay. So we have a D20. D20 goes, yeah, so the 20 is 21. It adds up to 21. That's why my brain was stupid. Okay, so it adds up to 21. So the 2 is opposite the 19, the 18 is opposite the 3, and so on and so on. So, yeah, so it adds up to 21 if you add the top number and the bottom number. So basically the numbers are in a different place for a D20 and a spin down. So the spin down, the numbers are in order from the largest to smallest as you spin down. And on a D20, the top number and the bottom number always adds up to 21. So they're always like opposing numbers. Yeah, so you got your 20 and then you'll have your 14, 2, and 8, and then, and so on and so on. I mean, so the D20 dice are like supposedly balanced so that you'll have like the same, like, chance of high and low numbers on each side. Where else the spin down is actually made so that the highest numbers are on the upper side and the lowest numbers are on the bottom side. And you use spin downs in Magic the Gathering to count your hit points, which is not actually the best way to count hit points in Magic the Gathering, because sometimes you can have more than 20 and sometimes you can dip into the negatives for a bit. So there are other counters that do the job a bit better, particularly if you, like, you know, have cards that can give you like infinity life and so forth. These are sleeves that I got that are Targaryen, for those Game of Thrones fans out there. Yeah, I thought they'd be super appropriate for like red-black decks, which I think this is. I think that's what we got here. We got some red and black. Oh, I'm seeing some other colors. I think it's probably from the booster packs that we got the other colors, but I think when I got this, my plan was to make a red-black deck. Oh, I also have these protectors. That is... I should know the name. But it has been some years. It has been some years since. So, again, I'm going to use ye old Google Lens to tell me who this hero of the black deck is. Hero of the black deck. Juro from Soulforged. Soul Forged. Is it just the Soul Forged card? Internet. Tell me. Can you get this on a card? Soul Forged. No, you can't get it on a card, but you can totally get them as sleeves. As I have gotten these as sleeves. And these are like cool little foily sleeves as well. Soul Forge artwork by Brom. Okay, it just says art by Gerald Brom. It's called Soul Forge. It's retro fantasy sci-fi. But yeah, I just thought they'd be really cool for like the black deck. Anywho, let's actually look at some Magic the Gathering cards. Yeah. So that's a swamp. It's a basic land. Pretty cool. Maybe I need to get a box and put those in the box. Okay, so I have set up this box. This box is the ones that I'm planning on selling or giving away. I feel like this one will be the keep box because it's like a little more. Oh, I do have a keep box over here. I do have a keep box, but actually I think I will move a couple of the cards which are sleeved. Okay, these ones I just wanted to keep, I think, because I thought, you know, they were cool. This one I will put the cards that are like super cool in there. Okay, I'm kind of torn about where to put this one. Because, I mean, it is One Piece, which is not technically Magic the Gathering. But I pulled this card, in case you guys didn't know. It's Ace from One Piece, and yeah. Literally my soul healed when I pulled this. I can't believe I pulled this. I'm so happy. Like, I'm really, really happy. Okay, we'll pop that over there. I need to plug power into that. So we will plug power into that. Okay, I do have a power plug. I just Need to pull it up. We need power. More power. More power. Either a megalomaniac or an IT expert. I mean, could be both. Okay, more power. Okay, so keep. So these are the keep boxes. I want to keep cards. I think I'll keep the One Piece ones in the One Piece box. That makes sense. Do I want to pop them in the drawer instead of open basket? I think maybe. 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 Yeah, okay, we'll do that. Ooh, what is this deck? Ooh. Oh. Oh, that's a rare. Oh, that's a rare. Okay. Okay, so these ones are sleeves, so I'm guessing I tend to sleeve if it's like, if it is something that's like, oh, that's really good quality card, or it's a deck that I plan on actually playing. So let's actually check this out. This is a deck that I must have intended on playing. Did I cover this last time? You know, we'll see. Okay. Did I just accidentally close OBS? I think I did. Okay, I got too much going on here right now, chat. I'm getting a little bit ADHD distracted. I've never been formally diagnosed with ADHD, but literally all my friends are like, oh yeah, you have it. You get hyper-focused, and you also get distracted, and you also get, like, you know, into certain, like, things. And then you're, like, obsessed with that thing. And Magic the Gathering is one of those things that I did, in fact, get totally obsessed with. So, pop this sleeve back on. Pop that back in there. And we'll go through this box because if it's like, this box will be easy just to tuck in there. Now this one, okay, so we'll definitely go through this box and this Forged in War box today. But I am going to do the thing that is probably not a good way to do things, but I'm going to use a drawer to create more desk space. This is not a healthy habit, but it is a habit that I have. Like, I'm trying not to be so cluttered and messy, but I am cluttered and messy. So, if any of you watch Big Bang Theory, when like Sheldon comes in and like, you know, rearranges and organizes her closet, and people are like, oh my god, that is so creepy and scary and a weird thing to do, and I'm like, I would be so happy if someone did that. They just like if a friend did that, they broke into my room and just like organized everything, and it's like, huh, everything's like organized and like clean. I'd be like, that is fantastic. Like, I appreciate that. So I was like watching that and like, yeah. I think that did kind of divide a lot of people's like opinions of Sheldon. That like some people were like, that was really like awesome that he tidied, and some people were like, oh my god, that's creepy and weird to like break into someone's house and start cleaning and organizing. That's like weirdly controlling. Which, I mean, I guess it's both. I guess it's both. And I guess it does depend whether or not you would want someone to, like, organize your things or not. I mean, okay, I hate it when my mum tries to organize my things because the way she thinks and where she would put things is, like, just totally, like, the wrong place. Like, for me. Like, it'll be, like, her logic will be like, oh, it'll be like, you know, better to put it over here. And my logic will be like, that is the literal last place I'd look for the thing. Well, like, the way she, like, she doesn't even fold things. She, like, just kind of throws them, like, to me it seems like really haphazard and not illogical. Like, completely illogical. So, I hate that. But, like, when my friend does it and she's like, she puts it, like, in exactly, like, the spot that's, like, I'm like, that makes so much sense, you know? Of course you'd put, like, you know, that in that drawer. Then it's like, you know, then you really love it. So I think there's also a bit of that. There's, like, some people are on your, like, you know, mental wavelength of, like, where you would want things. And some people just, like, are not. Yeah. My hands are tiny, so I gotta do half the deck at a time. But here we go. So this... oh! Hi, TN Comedy. Welcome to the chat. Yes, I'm going through, like, a backlog of, like, a ton of cards. These are just all my old cards that I've collected, like, over the years, and it's been quite a few years, and one of my friends in university, when he got married, he fell into that trap of the wife disapproving entirely of the hobbies. So, he, like, gave me an entire box of cards that the wife was like, I don't care, just get rid of them. So, and at the time, I happened to start dating a boyfriend who was totally into playing Magic the Gatherings, and so I was like, yay, I can totally play this with my boyfriend now, and have, like, a ton of cards. So I have, like, 2 entire boxes of cards that half of them were, like, my friend gave me, and half of them are, like, ones that I collected myself over the years. And basically the whole lot is just, like, not organized at all. They've just been dumped in, like, these 2 baskets. And so what I'm doing is I'm just, like, going through them and seeing if, like, and like, putting them in decks and, like, basically just sorting them. Just completely sorting them. Finding out if we have any, like, anything good, because, like, you know, some, now, if you weren't here for the previous streams, we did end up finding one that was worth a good $30, so, so this is Thoughtseize that we pulled last stream, which would have been last week. It would have been last week. Which is a 1 mana drop. I love 1 mana drops. It is a black card. It is a sorcery, rare. Is that a Ravnica? I'm not sure if that's right. I don't recognize the symbol. Target player reveals his or her hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. You lose 2 life. And the flavor text is, any dream is a robust harvest. Still, I prefer the time-worn dreams, heavy with import, that haunt the obsessive mind. So that was the one that we pulled last time. So let's see if we have any really good ones this time. I am seeing a couple of rares in this pile, so we probably will see that. But first, I just want to go through this this deck, which looks like I made a playable one. This does not look like my main deck, but I do like playing red-white, so I did end up I did end up making red white. So that's the plains. I'm gonna put all the lands in one pile here so that we can seed them properly. So that's the plains pile. This is an instant. Oop, oop. Did we? Sorry, we need to refresh. We need to refresh. Are we all fresh now? Yes, we are. Okay. So this is Divine Verdict. It is a 3 colorless, 1 white, or snow. It is from, it has like the little M15 symbol on it. It says destroy target attacking or blocking creature. And the flavor text is guilty. So this is, yeah, this is a good note card. This is 4 mana is reasonable, and there might be like some clever ways of getting mana in this deck. We will see. But I mean, it'll be 4th turn, so it's pretty deep game. But it's because it's deep game. Likely your opponent would have played like a bigger creature, and so this is actually really good at noping a really big creature. Yeah, but it does rely on their creature attacking or blocking. So we'll pop that there. Hold on, that's on the mouse mat. We'll pop this here and this here. Yes. Now this one is a uncommon because it's got the silver thingy. So this is M15. It's Cone of Flame. Red card. 3 colorless, 2 red, or Fire Mountain. And it's a sorcery, so you can play it in your main phase and your second main phase. Cone of Flame deals 1 damage to target creature or player, 2 damage to another target or creature or player, and 3 damage to a third target creature or player. So it goes boom. Right, and in the illustration there, it does actually show the foomage. And yeah, I mean that's a solid card. Again, it's a bit late game. You got to be 5 mana deep, but it does do a total of 6 damage, which mana conversion wise is pretty good. And I just refresh again. Oh no, I don't need to refresh. We're good. We didn't freeze. We didn't freeze. Another plains, basic land. Creature, Human, Soldier, Midnight Guard. This one's a little bit cheaper. This is a 2 colorless, 1 snow. It is Human Soldier. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, untap Midnight Guard. Okay, so he's got a activated kind of vigilance there. Flavor text. When you're on watch, no noise is harmless and no shadow can be ignored. Olgard of the Skilt Folk. Olgard of the Skilt Folk. Yeah. Lightning Strike. Boom, crack. Now, I really like this card already. It is a 1 colorless, 1 mountain. I love instant cards and I love cheap mana because you can get them out early, you can get them out often. You can get this one out whenever you want because it's an instant. And this says Lightning Strike deals 3 damage to target creature or player. And yeah, mana conversion to damage, that's fantastic. You get 1 extra damage for like 2 mana. So 2 mana, 3 damage. Nice. To wield lightning is to tame chaos. And it's really fun if you can play this more than once, because you're like, they say lightning never strikes twice. Wabam! Wabam! Okay, mountain high, river deep. That's another mountain. Divine favor. Again, love this already. It is a 2 mana drop. So we got 1 colorless, 1 snow. It's an enchantment aura. It's for your aura farming right there. Enchant creature. When divine favor enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. Enchanted creature gets +1/+3. With an army of light, even the squire may champion her people, is this flavor text there. Fantastic. Boosts. It gives you boost. In fact, I actually think this might be a little overpowered, but like I don't want it nerfed. I don't want it nerfed. But I think it is like, because you go 2 mana, right? And you gain 3 life, which is, 3 points right there. And then enchanted creature gets +1/+3. So that's like a total of 4 boostage. And because it is enchanting the creature, you get to use that +1/+3 like every turn after that. So that is a fantastic card. I guess that's why I put it in this deck. Goblin Rough Rider is the next one. It is a red card, and it's a creature, Goblin Knight. It just has flavor text, so it does not have any particularly special abilities. It says, astride the bucking creature, Gribble hurtled down the mountainside while his Grotag brethren cheered. It was at that moment that the legend of the Skrill Tamer was born. I'm guessing the Skrill is the thing he's riding over here, and he's like this guy on the top here. He is a 3/2. I think that's an alright mana exchange for power, but I think where this will really shine is, of course, when you put the Divine Favor on him. Boop. Then he becomes a lot better. I think that's why he's there. He's there to get enchanted. So this one is a white card. It is a uncommon, because it's got the silver symbol. Paragon of New Dawns. I really like the artwork here. It is a 3 colorless, 1 white, which is your mid-game, like, kind of, like, it's not expensive, it's like a good mana cost for mid-game. Other white creatures you control get +1/+1, and for 1 snow tap ability, which I believe these are you can use in your main phases. So you can use in your first main phase and your last main phase. Another target white creature you control gains vigilance until the end of turn. So basically it just buffs another creature card with vigilance. For a 2/2, okay, so this is heavily dependent on how many other creatures you have on the table. This gets infinitely better if you have like a ton of creatures, because that +1/+1 will apply to all of them. And it also depends on whether the creatures are white or red, which, I mean, feels a little racist, but it's like, we only buff white. It's kind of crazy. But the girl on there kind of looks Asian. So, yeah. I mean, I like this card. I think it's pretty good. And I think mana-wise, like, the cost of the mana depends entirely on, how many other white creatures you have on the table. I think if you have even 1, it does make it, like, an even trade. And if you have more, it definitely is worth the mana. But if you don't, I think it's a little bit pricey on mana. Not the planes. Mountain. Tireless Missionaries. Another white card. It is a 4 colorless, 1 snow. Creature, human cleric. When Tireless Missionaries enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. Oh, this is my life gain deck. That's what I'm doing here. So this is a 2/3. Again, I think mana-wise, this is a bit expensive. This would be late game. This would definitely be something I would use late game. In which point, I'm not sure how much the 3 life would really help. The fact that it gives you life and is a creature is helpful, I guess. Especially if you have been holding on to the other snow enchantments and you want something to enchant. Okay, Foundry Street Denizen. This is a red card. 1 mana drop, Goblin Warrior, 1/1, already worth the mana cost. And basically you could get this out first turn. Whenever another red creature enters the battlefield under your control, Foundry Street Denizen gets +1/+0 until end of turn. He is supposed to come out first turn. You're supposed to put him on the table, and therefore any other creatures you then put on the battlefield will just continually buff him. After the Foundry Street riot, Arrestor Hulbian tried to ban bludgeons, which inevitably resulted in another riot. Yeah. Pretty solid card. It's a common, so I mean, I hope I have a couple more of him actually, because that's good. Another land. Rummaging Goblin. Rummaging Goblin. So this is a 3 mana, which is 2 colorless, 1 red. When you tap, you can discard a card and draw a card. That is great if you're like, oh, I'm landlocked, I have no lands, I need to draw cards to get lands. Or if you are like, yeah, if you have stuff in your hand that's like, I don't have like anything useful here. Yeah. The fact that he is a 1/1 creature as well is helpful for all the enchants. And the flavor text is, to a goblin, value is based on the 4 S's. Shiny, stabby, smelly, and super smelly. So, there's that guy. Paragon of Fierce Defiance. That sounds pretty badass. He is a human warrior, and he is a uncommon. So that is a 3 colorless, 1 mountain. Other red creatures you control get +1/+1, and 1 mountain plus tapping. Another target red creature you control gains haste until end of turn. That is pretty cool to give creatures haste. Again, this is try to get this guy out as early as possible. But at the same time, on 4 mana, he's mid-game. You want to get him out as soon as possible, but he's still only going to come out, like, 4th turn. Planes. More planes. Inspired Charge! Rawr! 4 mana total, 2 colorless, 2 snow. It is an instant, though. Which means you can go, haha, wabam, instant, anytime. So creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn. This is a great bait. This is a great bait and shake. So if somebody, like, you know, attacks or blocks you, and it's like, oh, I just need a little bit to win against them, you can pull this out, wabam, and then you win that that scrumble. So the flavor text is, impossible! How could they overwhelm us? We had barricades, war elephants, and they were barely a tenth of our number. said by General Vitora. General Vitora, who was like, WTF phone. Like, surprise! Mountain plains. Catch! Lava axe. This is one of my favorites. I gotta say, this is one of my favorites. So this is a 4 colorless red, which is mountain. And so it's a total of 5, but it does 5 damage. It's just like 5 for 5, you know? I think that's super fair exchange. And the lava axe damage deals it to target player. So it just doesn't care if there's like, you know, creatures, enchantments, blah, blah, blah on the table. It's just like, wha-bam, axe to the face. And its flavor text says, a strict upgrade over the Cinder Hatchet. Really selling it. And I do love that the picture is, in fact, yeah, someone just going and throwing an axe to the face. That's great. It's one of my favorite cards. And I mean, it is still mid to late game because it is a 5 mana, but like I said, it's like, it'll clean up your opponent. If you've already got the opponent on the ropes, you can just finish them off that way. Especially if it's like they've gone to all the trouble of putting all these creatures up to like protect themselves, and then you just climb over the top of that. So again, the lightning strike. Love the lightning strike. 2 mana, 3 damage. Beautiful. You can get that out early game. And plains. And then we have a rare, and it is a dragon. It is the Shivan Dragon. It has, it's of course, like, you know, it is a bit pricey mana-wise. So it's a 4 colorless, 2 mountains, which makes that a total of 6 mana. So it is a big guy. He is a big guy, but he does have flying. This creature can't be blocked except by creatures with flying or reach. And he does have, actually we don't know the gender of the dragon. Could be genderless. Could identify as a girl. Could be a girl. Could be a boy. We don't know the gender of the dragon. They can pump themselves right there, so they can spend a mountain to get +1/+0 until end of turn. So they can get like more attacky, but their base defense is still going to be their base defense, but it is still a 5/5, so that 5 is still a pretty strong defense. The undisputed master of the mountains of Shiv. Well, it says master, not mistress, so I guess it was a boy. It was a boy after all. Okay. So, he is a Shivan dragon. Rawr. Rawr. And flying behind him is a furnace well, which is 2 colorless, 2 mountains. And this is an uncommon flying, and it can also pump itself. In fact, it's kind of like a baby version of the Shivan dragon, because it also like gets a +1/+0 until end of turn. And it in fact says, okay, flavor text. Baby dragons can't figure out humans. If they didn't want to be killed, why were they made out of meat and treasure? So it is a 2/2, so not quite as big as Shivan Dragon, but it basically is the same thing. You can pump it and make it more attacky. Now the plains. Borderland Marauder. This is a 1 colorless, 1 mountain, so it's 2 mana. And there is a 1/2. Whenever a Borderland Marauder attacks, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn. And the flavor text is, though she is rightly feared, there are relatively few tales of her deeds in battle, for few survive her raids. She's a baddie. She's a tough girl. Yeah. And I love the art. Always love an axe-wielding maiden. That's pretty cool. Love her, want to be her. And this makes sense. This makes sense if you get this like creature on the table and then you throw the axe. The lava axe. Haha. Planes. Kinsbell Skirmisher, which is a snow, 1 colorless, 1 snow. It is a creature. It is a Kithkin soldier. Now, Kithkins, I believe, if you have more Kithkins, they Kithkin each, like they support each other. But I haven't seen a Kithkin here yet. Another Kithkin here yet. When Kithkin Skirmisher enters the battlefield, target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Okay. If a Boggart even dares breathe near one of my kin, I'll know and I'll not be happy. Very supportive friend right there. Friend. Very supportive ally. And look, 2 mana for a 2/2. That's decent. That's very decent on its own, but also being able to buff something else, that is a really good mana exchange. And it being only 2 mana means you can get that out early game. That's great. This is definitely late game. This is late game, but also it is amazing. In fact, if you can find a like cheaper way of summoning this card goes from pretty good to like amazing, because it does have flying and vigilance. This is the Sarah Angel, and it has 3 colorless, 2 snow as the cost, so it is a total of 5 mana cost for a 4/4. Generally, if it was 5 mana for a 4/4, I'd be like, that's a little bit expensive mana-wise. The mana exchange is not great. But the fact that it has the flying and the vigilance does actually change all that. The flying and the vigilance makes that a very fair exchange. That is a very fair exchange. Probably got even more out of the fact that she's flying and vigilant. So, fantastic card to then, heap on a bunch of enchantments on as well. The only downside I would see of this card is the fact that because it's so mana expensive, you probably won't be able to get this on the table until pretty late game. When I say late game, it's like 5th turn onwards. And that's only if you happen to like have 2 white mana as well, 2 plains, because yeah, you could have bad luck and just have like only mountains. Goblin Rough Rider, I believe we did meet him before, so it is good that I clearly just have another one of him, and the Borderland Marauder also another one of her. Seismic Strike is 3 total mana, 2 colorless, 1 red. Seismic Strike deals damage to target creature equal to the number of mountains you control. Okay, so I would say that is a very fair mana exchange, and it is great because you can either play it early game and get your little poke, your little stab in, or if you happen to draw it late game, it's still useful and you can in fact potentially do a ton of damage depending on how many mountains you control. However, I think it is significantly weakened by the fact that I've put it in a multicolored deck. I think this card would really shine in a purely red deck, purely because it does say number of mountains. It does not say it does not say lands in general. The flavor text is: life up here is simple. Adapt to the ways of the mountains, and they will reward you. Fight them, and they will end you. Kazim, Prodigal Pyromancer. Okay, another mountain, another plains. Marked by honor. For honor! Enchantment Aura. This is a 4-mana drop, total, which is 3 colorless, 1 snow. It is an enchantment aura. You enchant the creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and vigilance. Attacking them causes it to tap. Flavor text: stand your post for duty. Stand your ground for honor. Yeah. Look, I think this is a little bit mana thirsty. You get this pretty late game. The +2/+2 and vigilance though. The vigilance kind of pushes us into the worth it category. But I mean, it's an enchant creature. I mean, you still you would have in the previous turns got your creatures out and hopefully not taken out of the game, and then you enchant it with this. So it being a mid-game kind of cost card kind of makes sense. That's kind of when it will actually be useful. Yeah. But I still kind of feel like that's a bit of an average exchange. Because it's +2/+2. I reckon it'd be fantastic if it was +3/+3, then I'd be yeah, that makes sense. But I think it is a little bit stingy, mana for power exchanged wise. But maybe vigilance is weighted as being more, more worth than I'm giving it credit for. That is an entire possibility. Plains card. Okay. Oreskos Swiftclaw. This is a 2-mana, which I already love, and he's a 3/1, which again, I'm that is a fantastic mana for power exchange right there. That is great mana economy. And it just has flavor text. He doesn't do anything particularly special. I'm guessing he exists to be buffed. After the battle, Faragax. Okay. After the Battle of Faragax Bridge, the champion spent many months amongst the Leonin of Oreskos. She found that they were quick to take offense, not because they were thin-skinned, but because they were always eager for a fight. Said by the Theraid. Mountain. Aegis Angel! This is a rare. Let's see. Usually rares are really cool. And this is a 6 total mana, so this is quite expensive. This will be late game. This is your end game stuff. It is a 5/5 though, so it is big. It is a flying creature. Really love that the angels are all flying creatures. When Aegis Angel enters the battlefield, another target permanent gains indestructible for as long as you control Aegis Angel. Ooh. So any effects that say destroy don't destroy it. A creature with indestructible can't be destroyed by damage. Indestructible. That is a possibly overpowered ability. Yeah. It says another target permanent, so you can't put it on the angel itself, which is a little bit. Nah, that's an understandable nerf. Understandable nerf. Because otherwise, yeah, this is a very high powered card. I very much like this. It is much more in game though. Which, I mean, if you play Redburn is very likely to take them out before you even get this. Like I said, like, you get the the battlefield, what is it called? The Borderland Marauder. The Borderland Marauder. You get this girl on the field, and she throws an axe to their face. That could be it. Just throw a couple of axes, lightning bolts. They could be finished before you even get this angel card on the table. But I mean, if they're still around, yeah, certainly this will be like indestructible. So Ajani's Pridemate. This is 2 mana. This is a uncommon with the silver there. Whenever you gain life, you may put a +1/+1 counter on Ajani's Pridemate. I see my logic here. This one can get on the table really quickly because it's a 2 mana, and it is a 2/2. That is fantastic mana exchange right there. That is great mana economy. And then, of course, whenever you gain the life, which we have had some cards previously that do gain life, this cat soldier, which, I mean, Tabaxi, I gotta, like, you know, this is my guy, you know, this is one of my kin, this is my Tabaxi kin, cat soldier. Yeah, he just gets bigger and buffer and stronger. We do love a buff Tabaxi, yes we do. Love that card. Love it. Okay. Planes. Staff of the Magus. Staff of the Sun Magus. Praise the sun. It is an artifact. It is a uncommon. Whenever you cast a white spell or a planes enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. Again, you every time you gain life, my buddy here, he gets more buff and more strong. Okay, Soul Mender. Soul Mender, you gain, on a tap you get 1 life. So if you have, yeah. Every time you tap, you gain 1 life. Yeah, so, and this guy's a 1 mana, this is 1 planes, 1 mana drop. Again, this is fantastic mana economy wise. You get a Ajani Primate and this guy on the table, and every turn, your Tabaxi soldier, your guy, it will just get bigger and buffer, and that's both defense and attack, so he just gets bigger and bigger and bigger every turn. And if you have some other way of untapping this and tapping them, yeah, that's pretty awesome. And the flavor text says, healing is more art than magic. Well, there is quite a bit of magic. Healing is more art than magic. Well, there is still quite a bit of magic. And that's called Soul Mender. So yeah, these cards together, man. These cards are the combo. And that is like an early game combo. That is a really good early game combo if you can pull it off. Thundering Giant, this big tough looking guy, is big and tough. Late game stuff. 5 total mana. 5 total mana, which is 3 colorless, 2 mountains. But he has haste, so like as soon as he gets out, he can charge, which is very likely. What he will do and what you will want him for. He is a thundering giant. He is a creature known as a giant, so he is a giant. The flavor text says, "The giant was felt a few seconds before he was seen," which kind of reminds me of when you go to like in World of Warcraft, when you go to the Hellfire Peninsula and you feel that oh no, where is that coming from? Yeah. Seismic Strike. I don't have a lot of the same card in this deck. They're all like very different. There was like a couple, but like usually if I'm like, oh, this is a great card, I'll put like 4 of them in the same deck, because you can, I believe that's the maximum number they usually allow. Anyway, Seismic Strike is an instant. 2 colorless, 1 red or mountain. Seismic Strike deals damage to target creature equal to the number of mountains you control. I believe this, just as I said that, I like don't have like, you know, doubles. This is a double. I'm fairly sure we saw that earlier. Rescue Swiftclaw Cat Warrior. This is straight up 2 mana, 1 colorless, 1 snow. It is a 3/1 and has the flavor text that I remember reading before. We definitely saw this card before. And another mountains. And Staff of the Flame Magus! So the previous one was the sun one. Should be able to pull out. So there was a sun one, and this one's the flame one. So the flame one, so both of them are uncommon. Again, 3 colorless mana. So both of them only cost 3 colorless mana. With the red one, whenever you cast a red spell or a mountain enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. Okay, so both of these you want to get on the table to buff that, to buff that Tabaxi guy. Ajani's Pride Mate, which I'm thinking I need to get more of that. I need to get more of Ajani's Pride Mates in this deck. So plains, mountains, kind of annoying that I would have had so much land in the last hand. 3 on the bottom of the deck. 3 mountains on the bottom of the deck. This is why I'm gonna show you guys how you properly seed things. Another Soul Mender, fantastic, love that guy. And a Divine Verdict, which we saw before as well, which is just destroy target attacking or blocking creature for 4 mana. So what we are gonna do, we're gonna sort the mountains and the plains, and we're gonna do what we call seeding, which is that you want to make sure that the mana is evenly distributed throughout the deck. So what you do is you create a few different piles. I'm just wondering, can I get more than 1 camera up at the same time? Because if I can, then you guys can continue to see me as well as see other things. So I might have to lose the mouse, which is fine because we have the touchpad. Okay. Can I? Let's see. Is this a... Oh. Oh. Maybe we can. Yes, we can. Oh, look at that, chat. I can give you multiple camera angles. This is fantastic. Alright. So, and you know what? I might actually, we're gonna seed white as well. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this properly. So basically what we want to do is we want to mix everything like evenly. So what we do is we sort them first. We sort them into the separate piles first. And then what we do so we give this a bit of a shuffle. We give this a bit of a shuffle, which is the red cards. So we have our white cards and our red cards shuffled now. So they're like, they are properly random. Properly random. Properly random. I do the lengthways shuffle, and I take from the middle to the top, and then I do the bottom to the top. So that way, and then the middle to the top again. And that way, like, you don't like get the one on the bottom like staying there, which is a sneaky way of making sure that the one you want on the bottom is the bottom. But we're gonna properly shuffle and be legit. Again, but some people do like the lengthways, which the reason why I don't like doing it that way is because my hands are tiny, and so this is a little more of a strain and a reach for me to shuffle this way. But otherwise, yeah, so that's why with this way, for me, it's like easier to grab and hold the cards with my tinier hands. So you get the white ones and the red ones. Now, I mean, if I do it face up, I can show, but like you would do it face down so that you don't know what you're seating. So, but for the purposes of just demonstrating, I will show you like face up. Right? Now you don't have to shuffle the mountains because they're all mountains. Like they're all the same card. Same thing with the planes. You don't have to shuffle them. Like, I mean, if you happen to have special kind of lands, like you have a like, oh, this one's like both a red and a white, or like, then by all means shuffle. Nothing stops you from randomizing it that way. But what we do is we then take like. You don't want to get landlocked, so you put down a couple lands first, then you chuck in a couple of these cards. Then you chuck in a couple lands, then you chuck in, and I mean, you can either put 2 or 3 or whatever. Maybe put in a red one, and you basically just try to like evenly put stuff in. And you try to mix it up a little bit because you don't want it like exactly like, you know. But basically, yeah, you try to mix it up and try to keep it fairly even. And this is what we call the seeding, which is like, you know, just setting it up. Because what you are going to do at some stage is you're going to give it a good shuffle again. Like, so even if you are seeing like exactly what I'm seeing, you are going to turn it over. But because when you grab, you're grabbing like a pretty big chunk together, and you're going to be chunking when you shuffle, right? It's still going to be relatively like, you know, evenly distributed. I mean, it might not be exactly, I mean, that's the whole point, really. Like, you want it to be random, but you don't want it to be like to the point where you are just going to get like a whole handful of lands or a whole handful of just like of like everything but lands, right? So the idea of seeding is just to evenly distribute lands and the cards, and if you are doing multiple colors, that the multiple colors are also evenly distributed. Yeah. So that's just how you properly seed a deck. Yeah. And I will pop that one down there in the box, and that way I know I've sorted that one, or like gone through it. Now, we are going to go through this box right here, which I can put there. Yeah. Yeah. So you can kind of see. Yeah. Alright, so the thing is, first of all, I really should have taken better care of these cards. Straight off the bat, I'm like, sleeves. This is why sleeves are important. These are the dividers. I'll pop in the dividers back. Dividers. Divide and conquer. I definitely want sleeves for this card. Where did I put all the sleeves? I think the sleeves are an important part of all this. So I've got those ones. I got like a ton of clear sleeves that I just don't know where they are now, which is a bit of a problem. Because the clear sleeves are the things that we actually need. Sleeves. Maybe I need to, I need to buy some more sleeves. I think that this might be I need to get more sleeves angle. What on earth is this? Okay. Okay. Alright, we will go through this one next stream. This is my red black deck that I've currently put together. What's interesting is that there's a bunch of reserve cards in here which have the flame cover. that I guess we'll go through that. Let's go through that. Because I might actually just pop them in that. Because why would you have... Maybe I need to re-sleeve these and... Let's actually just go through this and find out. We're not going to do this today. We're not going to do this today. We'll do this one next day. But I've got the feeling that this needs to be re-sleeved with the pink sleeves. So I'm actually going to pop the pink sleeves in here. Because I think that's what the problem with these is. So this. Pink sleeves in there. I need more sleeves. I definitely need more sleeves. I think is the problem. I need more sleeves. I think I have greatly underestimated how important sleeves and boxes are to this entire operation. I have some boxes in this box. Aha! Sleeves. Alright. Sleeves. This is what we want. We want sleeves. Is this... Got some pretty artwork boxes. I have Nanya cat sleeves. How cool is that? Okay, we have Nanya cat sleeves. I'm just gonna make sure. Yeah, that's fine. So we got Nanya cat sleeves. Ooh. Okay, we have a deck there. Okay, these are decks. I have decks. And there's more sleeves. That's good. That's very, very good. That's what we want. More sleeves. I have a silver medal for Taekwondo. What a random thing to find. Yeah, I'm gonna pop that back up there. State championships. Phantom of the Opera. Oz Comic Con. Oh, it's a League of Legends lanyard. Yeah. Okay, what a random thing to find in a Magic the Gathering box. I'm gonna put these away somewhere else. Because they are not Magic the Gathering things. Okay. This is also sleeves. These are blue sleeves. But there are some cards in this box. But there are card protectors, which is what we were looking for. We're looking for the protectors. I'll collect all the protectors together. There are cards in here, though. Random white protector for no reason. I guess that somebody must have sent that in the mail when they were selling me cards. But yeah, these are all just protectors. But the important thing is we found some clear ones. And the clear ones are the ones that we were looking for. The clear sleeves. These are also just protectors, which I'm just going to take out of the box. I'm going to collect all the protectors together. More protectors. This is a World of Warcraft code card, which I'm covering up the code. I clearly used the code already. But I'll hold on to that. Ooh. Ooh, this is my really good... Chat, we just found my Gargidon deck. I've been talking about this deck so much. I love... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is my Greater Gargidons. My Greater Gargidons. This is a 10 mana. 10 mana. Okay, this is 10 mana, but this is a suspend for 1 mana. Okay, so the 10 mana is 9 colorless, 1 red. So if you get 1 red, you can totally get this card on the table. It's just you gotta suspend. What the clever thing to do, the sneaky way I do this, is I suspend it for 10, which is 10 turns, with the 1 mana. But if you sacrifice an artifact, creature, or land, you remove a time counter from the Greater Gargidon, and like, which you can only play this ability only if the Greater Gargidon is suspended. So you suspend it for 10 turns, but you then sacrifice a whole heap of other things to get it out earlier, and it is a 9/7. So yeah, the rest of the deck has like a whole heap of like little goblins and things that you can feed him to like get him out earlier, and Dror's Time Bug, which tap 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 tap. Every turn I can tap to untap to remove a time counter and thus bring it out sooner. Oh my gosh. You have no idea how happy I am, chat, that I have discovered this. These are some reserve cards that are supposed to also go with this deck. But I think it's because it's in this flimsy dragon box, which, although it's like a nice dragon box, it's like, I wouldn't have thought to look in that box for these cards. So, I have this much, much, much nicer pink box, which I am going to put it in that. I'm going to put it in this nicer box, and that way I know my Gargidon deck is in this nice pink box. Oh, I am seriously so happy. I'm so happy, chat. And I have some of the gauntlets. Yes, I have the Gauntlets of Power, which I was planning on adding, so I'll pop that in there. But oh my gosh, chat. Oh my gosh. And so this, let's see, one, I'm gonna move that to another box. But oh my gosh, chat. This is life-changing. This is actually life-changing. I've found this deck. I've been looking for this deck forever. Forever, chat. Will this fit? No. It is cool that I have this though. Why do I have this divider? I need a much better divider than that. This calls for a better divider. But, oh, happiness. Happiness. That might also be on the shopping list. Better divider. Better quality divider. But, okay, it is in my... Okay, so the thing is, I do have, like, I have this, like, red one with the fire symbol on it. But I also have this pink one. I think I prefer the pink one, because it is red-white. It's got both red-white, it's got some artifact in it. I think pink ones will go, and the fact that it is a better quality case, I will, like, look at it and go, yes, that's what my Gargadon is in. It is also slightly bigger, so I think it can hold more cards, and I'll probably have a couple more reserve cards to put in there. So yeah. I think the red box, I will have, like, my pure red deck in. That would make sense. That would make sense. But, oh my gosh. No, you have no idea, Chad. I'm so happy. Like, I'm so happy I've discovered that. Okay, so this one is also a deck that I made. Considering this is a Slivers box, I would expect this to be my Slivers deck. But it's probably not. I'm looking at it going, nope, that's not what's in here. That's not what is in here, and that makes no sense. There are, in fact, no slivers in this box. That makes 0 sense. I'm going to rectify that literally right now. I'm taking this out of the sliver box and putting it in a different box. I think if this is... Okay. Yeah, these are slivers. This should be in the sliver box. Which means, if, like, I just swap that over, that would make so much more sense. That would literally make all the sense in the world. Although, these are slivered sleeved, which I don't understand either. What the heck was I thinking with that? Would make more sense if those were sliver sleeved. But, okay, this is exactly why I was like, I need you guys, chat. Because, like, I wouldn't have sorted this out without you guys. Like, I need you guys to hold me accountable, like, to, like, actually be like, this is what I'm gonna do each week. I'm actually going to go through this entire box and, like, sort it out and actually figure out what the heck I have. Ooh, we lost one of the lights, which I think is probably power. It's just, like, that just needs to be recharged. Which I think I can just pull this to recharge it. We'll pull this. It does also feel like it's overheating, but we'll just pull this. Yeah, it just needs recharging. Pop that over there, let it recharge. We've still got 2 lights, so we're still good. Actually, okay, we can get that one, but it's in the wrong position. Oh, it's also holding the camera. That one's in the wrong position. Hold on. This on here. Move this. We'll just rearrange some of this. Yeah. Move that over there a bit. Yeah. That works. We still got our 3 points. All good. Oh my god, chat! Check this out! I have a grumpy cat box. I must have saw this and gone, oh my god, I have to have it. Grumpy cat. Nope. What deck do I actually have in this? Ooh. Well, it's blue. I already, like, am like, what was I thinking? Grumpy cat box. blue-red. What a random thing to do. That is such a weird thing for me to do. Create a purple deck. That is a really weird thing for me to do. Alright. We will definitely go through these at some stage, chat. We'll definitely go through this at some stage. But I wanted to get all the, Oh, that's a Dungeons and Dragons figure. But that's a whole other thing. Alright. So, we have made an insane amount of progress. We have made so much progress. This camera is a bit jank. But I have figured out we can now have 2 cameras running at the same time. Ooh. Keening Apparition, which is a 2 mana, which is 1 colorless, 1 white. It is a creature spirit, sacrifice Keening Apparition, and destroy target enchantment. That's kind of cool. It is a 2/2, very mana efficient. And the fact that you can just use the ability to sacrifice it at any time. If someone charges at it and tries to kill it, then you can go in response, sacrifice it instead, and then bring out the Gargidon faster. Which I think is why I got it. I probably got it for that purpose. Okay. Alright, I have some cool cards in here that I have marked with sticker, I put, not on the cards, I put the sticker on the, little heart-shaped sticker in the corner of the sleeves. Wait, did I? I didn't do that. I did. Oh, I put it on the inside of the sleeve. That was clever of me. That way it doesn't get, rubbed off. That is so smart of me. Some days I surprise myself with how smart I am sometimes. And some days I surprise myself with how dumb I am sometimes. So it all really kind of works out in the end. It kind of works out balanced. Yeah. Ethereal armor. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each enchantment you controlled and has first strike. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's right. I was like, what could I do to make the Greater Gargidons even more Gargidon-y? Yeah. So I clearly got a whole bunch of... These are, reserve cards to switch out. Okay. Okay. I should have gone through this box first, I think. Well, I mean, oh my goodness. I'm seriously so happy with the Gargidon deck. I might just dedicate the rest of the stream to that. I am just going to pull all these sleeves out first. I'm actually thinking I might want to re-sleeve my Gargidon deck. But we will see. We will see. I have these rares that are just lying around that are not properly sleeved or anything. That is something that definitely needs to be rectified. Because they should not be slipping around rogue. I have these protective sleeves that are dragons. They are real cool. now I'm like, oh, maybe I should rethink like the sleeves that my Guardian deck is in. Because at the moment I've got like a pink camouflage, which I like the camouflage pattern. I especially like it in pink because I'm just like, what are you trying to hide from? Like, I mean, maybe in my stream room you can hide in pink, but like otherwise, like, you know, just the idea of pink camo to me just seems ironically funny. Although, a couple of my friends was like, actually, because a lot of animals are like colorblind to some degree, the pink camo would actually be really helpful because the humans that you hunt with are not colorblind, so they can easily spot you and not shoot you, right? But like, you know, the animals can't see you because they would be colorblind and thus not be able to pick up the bright pink. So a couple of my friends did point out that there might be an application for like bright pink or bright orange camo, or like neon colored camo. Yeah. But in general, I think it's quite ironic because it's like you just stick out like a sore thumb because it's bright pink. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, so these are some more red cards that I was like considering like rebalancing my Galgadon deck with. Yeah, okay, so I've got a couple more of these containers of cards. The desk is now getting way out of hand. Like, a lot out of hand. I guess I should really go through that basket at some point. Yeah. Alright, so we've got deck boxes now. We've got deck boxes. And we've got sleeves, which is the important stuff. So we'll put the empty deck boxes here. Put the empty deck boxes here. This is an empty deck box. Alright. Okay, so if these are empty deck boxes, let me think. If I put the empty deck boxes in this drawer, this is going to be Tetris. If I put the empty deck boxes in this drawer, then when I want to put the cards away, I open this drawer and I put the cards in the deck boxes. I'm going to need 2 drawers. Unless I use the bottom drawer. I don't really want to use the bottom drawer because that's like a big drawer that I want to put bigger things in. More room for another box? No, there isn't. It's either this way or not. Well, maybe if I put this way. I can squeeze in one more box. That is very, have to like rethink my life. Right. Well, I reckon slivers should go in this box, so we should put slivers in that box. This one we've got empty like clear boxes. That's fantastic. The fact that that's clear means I've got a clear box to put that in. I'll pop that there for now, so we have some space to move around in. Okay. That goes back there. Okay, so we have all the sleeves now. We have like all the sleeves now. Have all the sleeves now. Got Chandra sleeves. I've got more of these cards that I'm just going to slot in there. We've got all these sleeves now. We've got a ton of sleeves. Love the Nunyan Cat ones. In fact, I'm like, do I want Gargidons and Nunyan Cats? That is kind of cutesy and horrifying at the same time, which is exactly what I want to inspire when I play against people. That might be the go. That might be a go. To be horrifyingly cute. Okay. Okay. These are also sleeves. I think that I need a different box for this, because I did go through a bunch of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles stuff, and I think the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles stuff should be in their own box. The question is, what kind of box would you expect to find Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in? I mean, I'll pop it in here for now. Pop it in here for now. Alright. The Velcro is broken off this. I'll do that to close it. Yeah. For future reference, I should not buy boxes with Velcro on them. That's a terrible idea. What was I thinking? Anyway, this is the sliver deck. It should be in the sliver box. I guess, you know what, I'll go through the sliver deck. Let's go through the sliver deck. And that way I can pop it straight into the sliver box, and everything will be all good. Okay, so that's one sliver deck. Where's the other sliver? So this is not a sliver deck. This is some random blue and black. In fact, is this even my deck? Goblin Resolution Clock Spinning. Avatar War. I think this is my ex-boyfriend's deck. This doesn't even look like my deck. I wouldn't play this. Would I? No, this is my boyfriend's deck. What a... have this. Okay. Well, this is... Okay, so this is not my primary sliver deck. My primary sliver deck has a lot of, like, it's basically mostly red-white slivers. And so this deck is sort of like a meme deck. I kind of just made it purely because of its complete utter randomness and stupidity. Because it was like, I had been making a bunch of sliver decks, and for those who don't know, I think most people who might be watching this channel will probably already know, slivers have this thing where it's like all slivers. So it says, all slivers have this ability now, all slivers have this ability now. And so the fun thing is that like, you try to stack all the really good abilities, and stuff like a red sliver will be like, all slivers have haste, and haste is a great thing for all slivers to have. So, there's a white one that's like, all slivers now have life gain. So, like, you know, again, it's like, that's a cool thing for, like, all slivers to have, right? And it only gets crazy and funny if your opponent also plays slivers, and then suddenly their sliver also gains all the abilities that you have. So certain things like protection against a certain color or something suddenly become, like, you know, helpful, but, like, it could also help them. So, you know, it gets kind of crazy if both players are playing slivers. But if you are just playing slivers, then like, there are certain abilities that are like, that is fantastic on our all slivers can get this. And then, so I made a deck that was like all red slivers and white slivers, and like, I also made that like mostly red and white, so I didn't have too many issues with like mana, because I only needed like 2 types of mana, but like, then I had a whole heap of leftover slivers, right? I had like these black ones, these blue ones, and these green ones that I was like, what do I do with these, right? So I made this deck, which is built around, it was just like all the leftover slivers, plus a few little cards that I'll explain as we go, of like why they are fantastic. And I was playing during Time Spiral, so there's like a lot of Time Spiral in here. So this one is the Vampiric Sliver, which is, all slivers have, whenever a creature dealt damage by this creature this turn is put into the graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. So, and this is a 4 mana for a 3/3 that, you know, gets bigger when creatures get put in the graveyard. So this one's pretty expensive. It is a black sliver card. This one's nice and cheap. It is a blue sliver card called Screeching Sliver. It is only 1 island in cost. All slivers have tap. The target puts the top card of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Okay, so again, this like stacks up the graveyard. Anyway, so we've got our forest, we've got our island, we got our swamp. I would have been happy with having that. Oh my goodness. All the lands are clumped on the bottom, so this obviously needs to be seeded. There's a forest, another swamp. I would have been so pissed All the lands were at the bottom. Excuse me. I'm losing my voice. Is that because we've been on for like a while? I can't math. When do I usually end stream? I said it too. Yeah, because I don't want to go over 3 hours. I always want to try to stay under so that I don't then have computer problems with memory and such when I try to extract things. Yeah. So, anyway, so that's another screeching sliver. And, like, okay, with the slivers, you tend to get, like, 4 of them because that's the maximum you can have in a deck. And basically, if they work, they continue to, like, do, like, yeah, to just make all the other slivers more and more powerful. So this is the Might Sliver. It's a 5 mana, and like, yeah, a lot of the times you're like, oh, the slivers are like, you know, super expensive, but, and I'll show you in a minute, this will be like, this is why this deck is like ridiculously overpowered. So this gets, all slivers get a +2/+2, and the flavor text is, the colossal thing rumbled over the ridge, 3 husks crumbling before it. The ones we were already fighting howled as it came, their muscles suddenly surging, and we knew it was time to flee! Lianch Sky Shroud Ranger. So that was the flavor text. So this green sliver, called a Might Sliver, it gives all slivers +2/+2, but it is rather thirsty for mana, but that's not going to be a problem because Dread Return! So this is why. This one, like, the blue and the black ones, put them all in the graveyard, and you go return target creature card from your graveyard to play. Flashback, sacrifice 3 creatures. You may play this card from your graveyard for its flashback cost, then remove it from the game. So you get to, like, play this card twice, right? So you can return the card from the graveyard and then return another card from the graveyard. But then, you know, for like 3 other smaller cards or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, the point is that is also able to resurrect this card, which is the card that this entire deck hinges on. Alright, so this card is called the Gem Hide Sliver. And this is a fantastic card for pretty much any deck, because all slivers have a tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. So this totally fixes any landlock issues. It is a +1/+1, but it is effectively a land. It's a land of any color. And the added bonus is that, you know, every sliver suddenly becomes a land of every color. And so that's why this is just a way overpowered card. It's only 2 mana to get it on the table. It is a 1 colorless, 1 green, so you do have to have a forest. You have to somehow get that forest on the table. But once you get this card on the table, usually fixes most of your mana issues. The only thing about it is the fact that it is a creature is, like, your opponent is going to try to shoot this down as quickly as they possibly can. They are going to try to get rid of this card. Yeah, because it just suddenly makes all your mana issues go away. Terramorphic Expanse. It is a land card. So this is another, like, fancy land card. You tap it and you sacrifice it, and you search your library for a basic land card and put it into play tapped, then shuffle your library. This fetches the forest card so that you can then play your Gem Hide. That's what this is for. Okay. Molder, this is Molder. which is a X and a forest. So it is an instant card. Destroy target artifact or enchantment with converted mana cost X. It can't be regenerated. You gain X life. The forest have succumbed to ruin, but the spirit of Corsa remains alive, vital, and in these devouring spores. Zid Kamahillit Druid. The forests have succumbed to ruin, but the spirit of Corsa remains alive and vital in these devouring spores. Zid Camelite Druid. There's the flavor text. Yeah, so I have several artifacts and enchantments. Yeah. It says target artifact or enchantment. And, like, it doesn't say it has to be yours. You can use this on someone else's, and you could use this on your own. So, I mean, this is a good anti-artifact or enchantment, so if your opponent has a really, really awesome one, which I think I might have put this in this deck purely because maybe my ex-boyfriend did in fact have, like, some really good artifact or enchantment I wanted to nope. So that's Terramorphic Expanse again. As I said, it allows you to fetch a color of mana of your choice, which in this deck is most likely a forest. So Dark Heart Silver. So this is a black-green. All slivers have sacrificed this creature. You gain 3 life. So then you use the dredge and you bring them back and you do more yeah, anyway. So sacrificings. More life. And we've got a couple of those. And we got another gem hide. Again, gem hides are what make this deck awesome. Dormant Sliver. All slivers have Defender, and when this creature comes into play, draw a card. This, in my experience of playing this deck, this will make or break it. Like, sometimes this is a fantastic card to play because suddenly everything is like Defender. And when this creature comes into play, you draw a card. Sometimes it's like, I just want to draw a card, and you get it, and then, like, later on you can sacrifice it for other stuff. Like, but this also has the potential to really screw you, because sometimes you just get stuck with it, and then it's like, oh, I can't attack now, I'm screwed, right? So this has been my lot of potential to mess this up. Card, but also really great just to draw a card. This is a uncommon silver. It has a silver symbol. It's an uncommon. So we got another forest. Psionic Sliver. Psionic Sliver. So this is quite mana thirsty. It is a 5 total, 4 colorless, 1 blue or island. All slivers have tap. This creature deals 2 damage to target creature or player and 3 damage to itself. Okay, so again, this is this potentially, like, you know, this potentially could get you killed because it 3 damage to itself will hurt itself, but this allows you to just go, I don't care about how many creatures they have on the table, I can just target the player. Like, that's what this is. Or if it's like they've got one big bad and I want everything to, like, just destroy that big bad, then this sliver will do it. So again, that one has the potential to be, like, really good or really bad. In fact, this deck was, like, so much fun to play, but you can't be too, like, have your happiness hinged on winning, because it was like sometimes you win, it's like just so random whether you'd like pull off the combos or not. So it was like, that was what was fun though, because it was just like so random. So this is a Mindlash Sliver. It's 1 mana drop. It is a swamp though, so it is a little bit trickier to get the swamp in this deck. But if you got the Gem Hide, you can definitely get this. All slivers have 1 mana, 1 colorless mana. Sacrifice this creature. Each player discards a card. So it's great if you don't have many cards in your hand, or you just want to refresh and fish for the Gem Hide or whatever. But yeah, and it forces the other player to get rid of cards in their hand that they might otherwise actually want. Terramorphic Expanse again, Molder again. Synchronous Sliver. All slivers have Vigilance. This is a mana thirsty card. It is a 5 mana, 4 colorless, 1 blue. It is a 3/3 though, so it is already like pretty big to begin with, and then with the other slivers giving it other abilities and buffing it up, it has the potential to become a big bad pretty quickly. So this is the Vampiric Sliver, I think I mentioned before. Yeah, definitely mentioned before, even though it is an uncommon, I do have another one of it. And this one has, yeah, whenever a creature is dealt damage by this creature this turn, it is put into the graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. What is beautiful about this is the wording of creature. All slivers have. Oh no, you still have to be a sliver. So, oh yeah, that's actually good, because then if they have creatures that are not slivers, it still doesn't affect them. That is good. That's what's beautiful about that card. Okay. Necrotic Sliver. Now, I really like this card. It's got a gold border, which says to me should mean something. But anyway, it is an uncommon though. It's not a rare, it is an uncommon, because it does have the silver symbol. But it does have, all slivers have 3 colorless mana, sacrifice this creature, destroy target permanent. Again, beautiful because it says permanent, this can actually get rid of their lands. If they're like, you know, mana starving, you can seal the deal by destroying their land. It destroys creatures, destroys artifacts and enchantments, any permanent that's on the table. Suddenly all your slivers can just nope stuff. I mean, it is slightly mana thirsty, and it is because it is a black, white, and colorless, and then 3 mana on top of that. Mana cost wise, pretty expensive, but then again, not a problem if you got your Gem Hide and a bunch of other slivers on the table that can tap for mana. Yeah. And then, of course, you can fetch it back with the other card. Mindlash Sliver. All slivers have. It is a 1. I did mention this before. It is a 1 swamp. All slivers have 1 colorless, sacrifice this creature. Each player discards a card, and it is a 1/1. And a couple more Might Slivers that I mentioned before, and another dormant one. There's the Synchronous Sliver, which I mentioned before, has Vigilance, super expensive though. Mindlash Sliver, which again, yeah, sacrifice each creature a card, yeah. Gem Hide, the one that makes it, and another Swamp. As you can see, the mana that I do have in this is still pretty substantial mana. I'm still not, like, under mana-ing. Even though as soon as I do get the Gem Hide, mana gets crazy. Right. What would be really good in this is probably something like Conflagrate, where it's like, if you have like all the mana, you can just like fireball someone to the face. But again, I'm just gonna seed this because obviously when I picked it up I was like, this is chunked. This is chunked. We don't want chunking. We don't want chunking. This is a bit of a strange one to seed because the mana types are actually pretty crazy. And yeah, again, sometimes you get like this awesome combination and sometimes you do not. I'm gonna put the gem hides in the actual mana pile. We'll put the mixed manas in there. We'll put that there, there, that there. And then we'll pop those there. We'll give this a good shuffle. We'll give this a good shuffle. I mean, this probably doesn't matter too much with the slivers because, as I said, once you get the gem hide, it's like, it's all like awesome from there. But why is that there? That should be there. Okay. But still, you want everything to be sort of like evenly spread and not chunked. I suppose I am light on the islands and swamps because I've only got 3 of the swamps and 2 of the islands in there. Where else? The green forests, because I really, really, really want that gem hide. I've got like tons of them, which will, again, seed them properly. Just so we're not chunked. The idea is to avoid being chunky. Yeah. Okay. Again, what I'm gonna do is I'll seed them face up. I'll seed them face up, but I'll give it a good shuffle as well. So, yeah, basically the pile we want in the middle. Let's chuck down a couple of these, a couple of these, a couple of these. We are going to get a little bit of the black chunking together, I think. Should have probably, actually, we'll break up that black chunky bit there with this. And then we'll pop these randomly in there. There. So nothing should be chunked. Nothing should be chunked, but we are going to give it a little bit of a shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And this way, theoretically, nothing will be chunked. And as I mentioned earlier, we're going to pop this in the blue sliver box because that just makes sense. Do I actually have some blue sliver sleeves? And if not, maybe that's something I should put down as I'm wondering whether my ex actually wants that deck back. I'm actually wondering if he wants it back. If he wants it back, then he should contact me and I will happily give it back to him. I'm actually just like, why do I even have it? It's still kind of boggling my mind. I know I won a game against it. Did I actually win it in that game? I can't remember. But yeah, if he actually wants it back, I'll totally give it back to him. He just needs to contact me about that. Or maybe... I mean, I suppose we have some mutual friends. I could ask them. I'm not really sure how to go about organizing these cards. Okay, I've been teasing looking at this pile of cards like since the beginning of time. I've got more time bugs. I've just got more time bugs. I love time bugs. Okay, these are all really good cards. These are also really good cards. And I probably got these for my... I probably actually actively went and bought these cards to enhance my red-white deck. My Gargidon deck. Alright. Okay. I put that in the blue box. Which I'm thinking I need to get a totally different box for this. I actually do need to get a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle box. In fact, I am going to actually look up that right now and see if I can get my claws on one. Yes, I'll use this. Okay, you can buy like a box of the MTG cards, but an actual protector box seems a little more trickier to get claws on. Hmm. Ooh. Wait. Uh-huh. There's a Raphael one. That is crazy expensive, and crazy expensive with shipping as well. I can buy it on eBay. But again, it's quite expensive. But I guess. But I guess if I want. Oh, wait, Big W. Coming clutch? Nope. Also super expensive. Why are they so super expensive? Well, I mean, I guess they're kind of rare. I guess people will want to collect them. But like $140. I mean, I suppose that's the whole set of them, of like all the 4 turtles as boxes. But I don't need that. I just need like one. And I particularly just want Raphael. And it is like just a kind of flimsy plastic kind of box. Like it's not like a proper felt lined kind of thing. And that's already like $30 and then another $40 shipping, which is crazy. So that's like $70 for like a plasticky box. Is kind of a bit maybe no. Yeah, they're $50 an hour. That is way too much. Well, nope. Nope. I guess I'll have to see when I go to the next convention. I'll put that on the shopping list that a cardboard, a card box specifically for Magic the Gathering card, for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Magic the Gathering cards. You know, I really should have realized it when I was at the store. I should have said to them, like, you know, I'm gonna buy these, but I need the box and the protectors. Because I like the matching. Partially because, as you saw with my Gargidon deck, if I don't have the matching, I don't know that I've got the damn thing. Like, it'll be like, which one is it in? Which box is it in? Anywho. Think. Yeah. Realizing if I put the camera down here, you can also... I'll improve the setup. But for now, we will... There. And I will... There. Okay, so this card is the Mantis Rider card. This one's a rare. We've got a rare. It is 3 different colors of mana, which I think is crazy. It is an island, a mountain, and a snow, or otherwise known as a blue, red, and white. It is a creature human monk. It has flying, vigilance, and haste. Flavor text. Mantis riders known Mantis riders know their mounts owe them no allegiance. Even a mantis ridden for years would consume a rider who loses focus for only a moment. Well, that's a terrifying existence. Mantis riders know their mounts owe them no allegiance. Even a mantis ridden for years would consume a rider who loses focus for only a moment. Okay, so that is a 3-3. So, I mean, it's pretty big. It's pretty big. I would say that mana economy-wise, that the cost of the amount of mana makes sense, but the fact that you have to get the right combination seems tricky to me unless you have some clever way of summoning the card. Or flicking the card across the room and taking out a light stand. Yeah. Okay. Multicolor summonings to me is unless you have some clever way of doing it, I always think are a little bit crazy because it's like it is so random if you've got the right combination of mana. Like even if you did put all 3 colors in the deck, like my Sliver deck does, I still need the gem hide to really make that work, or the terror, or the fetch card that fetches the mana, because I mean even 2 mana can sometimes you can get landlocked, so 3 mana to me I'm just like that's kind of crazy. Having said that, there is another one that is also 3 different colors of mana plus 2 colorless. So this is 5. 3 plus 2, 5. This is 5 mana, so super expensive mana wise, and you know, having to be the combination of the green forest, the blue island, and the red mountain as well. So this, I think, as I said before, unless you've got some clever way of getting it on the table, I kind of feel like the mana cost is kind of crazy. This is a creature human warrior called Bear's Companion. Bear's Companion. And kind of funny because it does kind of look like Leonardo. It does kind of look like Leonardo DiCaprio. Giving us reverent vibes with the bear. Apparently they made friends afterwards. It says, when Bear's Companion enters the battlefield, put a 4/4 green bear creature token onto the battlefield. So this summons a 4/4 green bear token along with this card, which is a 2/2, which is the human warrior. And the flavor text. The Sultai came hunting for a bear hide. Now I have a belt of naga skin, and my friend has a full belly. Yeah, I think this is a pretty cool card though. It's like a cool card just to have. I'm just gonna check. Oh, it's already might wrap this up. I'll do another I'll do another few cards. 1, 2. These are all doubles. Okay, we'll do 5 more cards. And not only will we do 5 more cards, we will also actually look up the price of these cards as well. Well, chat, you still there? Did I mess that up? Okay, you're fine. Everything's fine. Okay. We will check Mantis Rider. Because I got the feeling that these rare cards will actually be worth something. Mantis Rider. Alrighty, so interesting. There is one being sold at $10, but otherwise it's usually about $2-ish. I'm gonna guess that depends a great deal on how minty it is. And or I mean, it's just a normal non-foil, because I was about to say maybe it's because it's foil. No, it's a non-foil. It's not professionally graded, but let's see what they listed it as. Ungraded near mint. Okay. Well, their photo, I mean, if their photo is their photo of the actual card, that's not foxed in any way whatsoever. I have to admit that the one that I have does have a little bit of foxing. Like right in the top corner you can already see like a little bit of the white poking through. There's like a little bit of the white. So I mean, with the centering seems legit. It's got the little foil thing in the middle that like you know, authenticates it. Yeah. Well, potentially could be worth up to $10, so between $2 and $10. I mean, it is a rare. It is a rare. It is kind of a cool card. The artwork is kind of pretty good looking. And if you have a deck where, like, you know, you can easily summon a 3-mana, that would be pretty good. I am going to put it in a decent sleeve because even though it is slightly foxed, I don't want to get it more foxed. I want to keep it as pristine as possible. I think I might keep this one. It doesn't seem to be like pulling a lot of monies right now, and apart from that, I mean, I see a potential where it might be useful in a deck at some point. I will reassess that at some point later in life. This is Bear's Companion. There's a book. There's a crossword clue. No, we want the MTG card. Ooh, there's a foilie. Oh, there's a couple of foilies. With double Masters Edition. No, we just got our normal edition. This is a 1 or 2 mana drop. I'm actually just gonna hang on to it because, like I said, I kind of like the reverent vibes that the artwork is promoting. I oddly found that movie quite enjoyable. Even though it was like you just watch because you're just like, he gets mauled by a bear? Play. Finally won the Oscar for that. Yeah. About time. Okay. Speaking of, add one. Speaking of, I was like, oh, that's crazy, like trying to get that that mana combination. But I must have thought that through, because I apparently got this, which, if I, is that in frame? That's in frame. Nope. That's in frame. There we are. It's not real focus, but it's in frame. Jeskai Banner, which is an artifact. It is 3 colorless, but because it's colorless, you can then tap to add a blue, red, or white to your mana pool. Or if you pay blue, red, white into the mana pool and tap it, you can sacrifice it to draw a card. I don't think you would ever use it to sacrifice to draw a card, but that right there lets you put the blue, red, and white mana in your pool. So you can, well, so this one allows you to put whatever mana combination you were not able to get, the red, the white, or the blue. I mean, I think this is great, that it is great to have this artifact. I think this artifact is very helpful for quite a lot of multicolored decks, which makes me wonder what it's actually worth in real human monies. Surprisingly, it's like only $1 on eBay. In fact, you can buy 4 at a go. I'm just gonna... And postage is only $2 to where I am, so I'm just gonna add that to cart. Cause that's kind of nif. That's... I mean, 3 mana is a little bit... No, actually, the fact that you can just convert that mana, like, immediately, every turn, then afterwards. Like, second main phase you untap, and then first main phase you tap. And then you just keep tapping. Tap, 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 tap. Yeah. I'm gonna say this card's worth. This card is, like, it might not be worth much, in terms of real human monies, but, mana cost wise and in-game, like, ability to convert your manas to the colors that you want, I think is a very useful thing to have in your deck. So, yeah. I think I might have actually showed this one last time, but this is the Kolagan Aspirant. Kolagan Aspirant. Right there. It's a creature human warrior. Whenever Kolagan Aspirant becomes blocked by a creature, Kolagan Aspirant deals 1 damage to that creature. And it is a 2/1. And it only costs 2 mana right there. So 1 colorless, 1 mountain. Which I think mana efficiency wise is quite good. I mean, says deals 1 damage to that creature. It basically has first strike, although it's not worded that way. Not really sure why it's not worded that way. The flavor text. She answers the call of the crave, the desire for battle sated only by bloodshed. Yes. And this is Blood Fire Elemental, which is creature Ifrit monk, prowess. So it's a 3 mana total, 2 colorless, 1 red. It has prowess, which I actually haven't seen this. I haven't seen this mechanic before, actually. Prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. That's great for a sorcery deck. Only till end of turn, though, so... I mean, if you have a lot of tiny instants, that's pretty good. The flavor text. Some Ifrit abandon their homes in the volcanic fire rim to embrace the Jeskai way and discipline their innate flames. Some Ifrit abandon their homes in the volcanic fire rain to embrace the Jeskai way and discipline their innate flames. Okay. Tormenting voice. My voice is slightly getting tormented right now. I guess it's working. It is a sorcery, so you can only play in main phases, not at any point in time, like an instant would. It is 2 mana, so 1 colorless, 1 mountain. As an additional cost to cast Tormenting Voice, you discard a card and draw 2 cards. Not sure that's a cost. You might actually want to draw 2 extra cards. An extra card. A mocking laughter echoed in Urgen's mind. How many centuries had he slumbered, stricken, while Nyctobolas moved unchallenged among the plains? And for those who might not know, Nyctobolas is like a big-ass dragon. He is a pretty awesome, badass hero in Magic the Gathering. And I guess Urjin, according to the picture, is also like a big badass dragon. But I am not as familiar with this guy. Yes. It is very cool art. It is like, he's a dragon, like kind of a bluish, grayish, greenish dragon right there, surrounded by fiery red smokiness. And you kind of can see, like, the ghost of, you can kind of see the ghost of or the imagined image of, Nyctobolas right there. And this one is the Monastery Swift Spear Human Monk. It is 1 mountain. It is a uncommon. It does have haste and prowess again, where whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. The flavor text. The calligraphy of combat is written with strokes. The calligraphy of combat is written with strokes of sudden blood. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so yeah, that's Monastery of Swiftspear. It is a 1/2. I would say that is fantastic mana economy. Fantastic mana economy. I would expect nothing less from a uncommon card. I will check what it is worth, and that will kind of wrap up what the cards that we were going to go through today. I'm starting to sound a little bit like Marge. I will look up what this is worth in human monies. Or fail to because I can't spell. Or I keep typing several S's when I meant to type one S. My voice is really... This tormenting voice card, it's really working. It's tormenting my voice right now. Oh dear. I think that is a sign that perhaps we might be wrapping this up now. So, I mean, it is like $2-ish. That's like, you know, it's not bad. And a 1 mana drop with haste, you can go charge into battle, and if it dies, you just sacrifice it to your Gakidon. Which, now that I think about it, maybe that's why I got it in the first place. I probably had that plan in mind. I was probably like, yeah, that's totally what... I will just, as a last minute thing, mention this Boris Garrison, which is a red-white mana. Comes into play tapped. When Boris Garrison comes into play, return land you control to its owner's hand, but then you can tap to add the red and white to your mana pool. Red and white. So every time you tap it, you actually get 2 mana. Now, this Boris Garrison is quite similar to this Boris Signet. But this Boris Signet is different because it's too colorless to get on table, and it is in fact an artifact. It's an artifact, not a land, right? If you pay 1 colorless and tap, you then get a red and white to add to your mana pool. Now, I think there was some rule about if you have too much mana in your mana pool that you don't spend, that you do get what they call mana burn. So you want to be careful not to overuse this card without fully thinking about what you're going to spend your mana on. But I am going to check that rule. Because I don't know if that was a homebrew rule or whether it was actually tournament. Ah, okay. It's an old rule. It's an old meme, but it checks out, sir. It's an old rule. It is obsolete in tournament now, in which player could experience loss of life for having excess unspent mana when a phase ended. Now defunct in Magic, as the rules for mana burn were removed with the release of Magic 2010. Okay. That is interesting and good to know, and I am glad that I looked that up, because now I know, and knowing is half the battle, and the other half is red mana and blue mana. Yeah, I'm gonna sleeve these up so they don't get damaged, and that actually means I'm glad that they've removed that rule, because now I can use this without too much fear of that, and I will very likely be putting that in my Gargidon deck, which I realize I should actually just have a box for that. I should have a box for cards that may be put in my Gargidon deck. I might put it in the red deck that it was previously in. Yes. Yes. Along with these drawer time bugs that are clearly it. These extra mountains. Yeah, I will definitely be tweaking my Gargidon deck for battle. Yeah, so I am gonna just wrap stuff up now, chat. Thank you so much, anyone that has come to watch live, as well as, of course, I do love my VOD frogs, which I am sorry, I have not been feeding you guys properly because I have not been extracting all the videos that I should be extracting to YouTube like I keep promising I'm gonna do. So I do apologize because I think I might have lost a couple of the videos because Twitch only keeps them for a certain amount of time. So I will work on backing them up tonight, backing up the ones that I can back up. I'll back up tonight, but there are probably a few that have been lost to the ether. So I do apologize for that. Yeah. And so I hope to see you guys next stream. I will be streaming on Monday. I have decided I'm definitely going to be moving the streams to later at night here in Oz, which I don't know if that makes it early in the morning where you are, like, depending on what time zone you guys are in, that will basically be a few hours So basically where I'm ending now, add 2 hours, that'll be the start time from now on. Okay, so yeah, that's going to be updated. I will update it on the schedule as well. And yeah, I hope to see you all next time. I will be Mondays are usually D&D stuff, which I'll be unboxing a couple of these boxes because I think there's D&D stuff in those boxes, but I will probably be painting the models a bit more, and I keep saying that I'm gonna break out the Rubik's Cube, which I will definitely do on Wednesday. I'll definitely Rubik's Cube on Wednesday, but I'm very likely to also get Pal Whirl up now that I have now that I actually have the cameras, like both the cameras, I will get Pal Whirl up as well, because the reason I couldn't before was because if I used the phone camera, then I couldn't like overlay that over in OBS to, like, you know, do the gaming stuff. But now that I have a new camera and the camera clearly works and everything, I will definitely be able to get some gaming going on. So and Pal Whirl is going to be the one that I'm going to focus on. At some point, I do feel the call back to World of Warcraft, so that might happen. I don't know how soon that will happen or how much, like, we'll cover Pal Whirl first, but that is coming up. So plenty to look forward to, and I mean, and definitely next week. Next week, I'm going to show off the Gargidon deck. I'm going to show off the Gargidon deck because I am so pleased that we have found it. Because I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Thank you, Chad, for, like, you know, being here for me, and, you know, motivating me to actually find this deck. I'm so happy that I found it now. I'm so happy that I found it now. Yeah. I guess I'm gonna pack up off stream so you don't have to just watch me, like, puttering around. But thank you so much for showing up, and I hope to see you next stream. Have a great weekend. Happy Sabbath to anyone who is, like, you know, church going and religious. Have a wonderful weekend. See you next time. Bye.